Munger, My Heart Cries Home. He illustrates that. He illustrates that when we first invite Christ to come into our life, we invite him into the front room. The front room is a thing of the past, probably. The front room was a room that was always nice. I mean, the kids weren't allowed in it. Nobody used it. It's the front room. Because there, the nice piece of furniture, it's when we have guests that we hardly know, not the back door or side door guests. Those people we like, they would come in and this is the way we are, is fine. But there's a front door guest. These are the people we want to make a nice impression on. And when we invite Jesus to come into our life, he is Lord, and we invite him into the front room. That's that place where we are religious naturally. Lord, come into my life, and I will be going to church every Sunday. That's the front room stuff. And it's so nice. He comes in to the front room and all looks good in the front room. And, we're there in church. We're now Christians. We're going to church and Jesus is there and he is Lord of the front room. And it's all good, except Jesus begins to notice. He begins to notice that there's not much time that we spend in the front room. And so one day we come into the front room. And we've added a few things. We read our Bible there, maybe have a little prayer time some days, if not every day of the week. And on one of those days, he meets us and said, you're here, but, I'm here by myself most of the time. You're about off to go someplace, and we say, well, yes, Lord, I have to go to work. And I have the workroom. That's our jobs, our career. And those are things that we thought, hey, I made this myself. This is my job, and I have to be a little rough. It's a little bit different there than in the front room where everything's nice and religious, always nice and clean. The job room, the work room, that's a messy place. And so Jesus reasons with us and says, do you understand that I am God? I am the supreme person in your life. There's no room in your life in which I cannot just say, it's mine. I am God. But more than that, I made the supreme sacrifice so that even where you work, I would be Lord. But the truth is, I already own that place. I could walk in and surprise you. I could force my way into there because I already am Lord. I was declared Lord. And someday, your work life is going to be mine anyways, for your shame or for my glory. Which one will it be? And he says to us, I want to be Lord of your work life. I want to go with you to where you work, how you work. And we finally surrender and we say, yes, Lord, you can be on the throne of my work life. It's yours. And so now there's some things that change. There might be some posters that come down. There might be some tactics that we stop using, and we start adding things like equity, and we start treating people with respect. A lot of things might change because now Jesus is Lord and he has sway, influence about how I work. And yes, he owns it all, and we give up that French fry. And then after work, he take him back to the front room and deposit him, and we're off again. And this is better than it was before, but one day Jesus has a little conversation with us again. Says, I noticed that after work, you drop me off here and you go somewhere else. And I'm not sure what's going on there, but where is it that you go? And then Jesus shows us the playroom, or we tell him, I go to the playroom. That's my social life. I have to have a social life. I have people. I like people. People like me a lot. I'm really a fun guy, Oh, they're into me. And Jesus says, you know what? They may be into you, but you are not the supreme person. Did you know I'm God by nature? I am the supreme person. The playroom, I practically invented social life. I did. I created people. And he says, but it's not for that reason. Did you know that I gave my life to redeem even your social life? Your way you relate to people. Do you know that I died on the cross because there were problems in that very area of your life that were stealing, that were siphoning away the good things that could be yours? And I died because of that. I made the supreme sacrifice. But, by the resurrection, I was declared Lord, even of your social life, how you relate to people, what you do for fun, what you do to relax. But here's the thing. Someday, your social life is going to be mine. Everything will call me Lord of Lords. Everybody, everything will be mine, and it'll either be to your shame or my glory. Which one will it be? And so finally, we progressively, daily, we make Jesus, and we say, Lord, you are now on the throne of even my social life. There are some things we stopped doing. We cut things out for which Jesus had to die for, certain kinds of entertainment, certain jokes that we may have told. There are certain places even. And we add some things. We add some very wholesome social life, and we find that Christians are having fun, and it's a good thing, and it's Christ-centered, and Jesus is happy with us. Can you imagine Jesus with 12 men, 12 disciples, 12 men? Those guys were having fun. Men don't know how to have a campfire without telling jokes, and Jesus was right in there with them. You can have fun. You can have Christ-centered fun, and he says, I'm going to take charge, and there's some changes. Life is better now. You know, Jesus is in charge of my work life. He's in charge of my social life, certainly my religious life. And more things are fitting in with the way God designed me, designed the universe. Things are fitting in with the image of God. And it's better. I discover God has provided all things for my enjoyment, but still there's some rooms I go to. And so Jesus one day has that conversation again. He said, I notice you're going someplace. And I said, yeah, there's a place I have to go. And we begin to tell him about this next room. And the next room, don't leave me guessing which room it is. Just lead me on this one, because I don't know which way you're going. It's our family room. It's the way we interact with our family and our children, our spouse. And we have certain things that we've always done. We've made them work. We've forced them, and we've come to certain truces, certain agreements that accommodate our disrespect, accommodate our badness, accommodate things in our life that we really don't even believe in. And it happens in our family. Why is it that our family life is the theater of our worst behavior? I don't get that. But invariably, that's where it shows up. Maybe we let our hair down there. We let all our guards down there with the family, and there we are. Pretty well bare, spiritually bare. There we are. And we kept, obviously, that from Christ because he didn't want to be any part of that. And he says, this is probably the most important part of your life, really. I mean, your marriage, your children, your extended family. And when you go there, you don't include me. It's like I don't exist. You want things to go on as though you were never redeemed. And then he begins again. Says, did you know that by nature I'm God? I am the supreme person. I invented family. I invented the thing. I'm the supreme person. But it's not for that reason. I gave my life to redeem your family. He made the supreme sacrifice. He has the authority. He is called Lord. He already has the authority to tell you how to function within your family. And he said, more than that, someday I'm going to be Lord of everything. It's either to your shame or my glory. Which one will it be? And we say, Lord, there's some things in my family that are still a bit unredeemed. Will you come in and be Lord of my family life? It goes on. You know the story. The next room he inquires about is our appetites, the kitchen, the things that we crave, the things that we desire. And he comes in there and he said, why do you have all these appetites, these things, these secret appetites that you have that are killing you? And it's not just talking about my food, but the things that I allow in my life visually, the things that I allow in my life mentally. I said, Lord, there's some bad things in there, and I kept you away from it because and we actually think this. I'm protecting you, Jesus. I don't want you to be hurt. And then he reminds me, I already been hurt. It hurt bad. I, being God, the supreme person, died on the cross for those very things that lurk darkly deep within you, and I died for that, and I need to be Lord to redeem your appetites. And we go through and say, Lord, yes, you are Lord. And God does some amazing things. He changes my desires. That is the process of the Christian life. And then he goes on to the next room, where our resources, our treasury, the things that we own, and all of those things. But finally, he says, there's still something. We say, what could it be? You're in every part of my life. And it's this. You think you're still the owner of your life. You let him into the different aspects of your life because you think of yourself as the owner, so you permitted Jesus to come in. And he said, guess what? You can't be the owner of your life because I already am. I am God, the supreme person. I paid the greatest price by my sacrifice. I have redeemed your life. I have purchased it. It's mine already. And I've been called Lord, and someday, to your shame or my glory, I'm going to be Lord of your whole life. I'm going to be master and owner. And we dig out of our closet the title to our life, and we say, this title was in my name, but now I am going to mark this as Jesus Christ, owner and master of my life. Now he tells us where we go, what we do, how much